Video walkthrough on Mesa Ridge. We'll start in the back. You are pre-wired for a backup camera. It does not have one in there, but it is pre-wired for one. So if you'd like to have us install one, just let us know. We can try to get that done. It does pull power from your marker lights. So your running lights on your tow vehicle need to be on to turn the camera on. Get them out for an outdoor grill. Pull the pin, swivel it out, hook the grill to it, and then the grill has a propane disconnect fitting right here with a valve on it right here. So that's closed, that's open. We'll keep it closed for now. Very nice to use. Make sure you do, however, pin it back in. You do have a ladder on there, so it is a walkable roof, and I encourage you to go up there every once in a while. Just be careful. You're looking at the ceiling on everything and your roof material itself, because there is a separate warranty on the roof. Well, same warranty, but it's through the roof manufacturer. The only way to keep that warranty is proof of regular maintenance, so that involves regularly checking stuff, regularly doing spot seals, whether you do it yourself or you take it in here. Any work you do, any work we do, keep your receipts so you have proof of maintenance. Got your short cord right here, 30 amp short cord, twists in, and then this can lock right there. You can see how long it is, about 30 feet long. Most places do provide 30 amp service too as well. Stabilizer jacks, they're gonna be like these in all four corners with a crank to use them. They're not leveling jacks. Don't try to pick up the camper with them because you can bend these that way. Just get them snug under the ground. It gets all the shake out of it. If you want it to be level, use your tongue jack to get front to back. Then you use, as you're backing in, blocks to get side to side. Your main water box, your main hookup area for everything. This is where you're going to hook your hose up. Mind the soap, they just washed it. Hook your hose up to here. If you have it set, the nice little chart there like that, that's city water. If you turn it to tank fill, you're going to fill your fresh tank. And then there's a tank vent for it somewhere. Oh, usually on the other side or a pipe underneath there too. To the left of that, tank flush, you can see right there. So when you're dumping your tanks, you can hook your hose up to there, turn it on. That's going to flush out your black tank. Don't confuse this with city water. Then you have a cable and satellite hookup if you're going somewhere that provides cable. Hot and cold, shower hookup, quick disconnect right here too. And the nice thing about these is you can open these right here and have your hose running in through there and then have this closed, make it look nice and neat. Oop, there we go. Slide out's closed now. We'll open it when we get in. That way I have room to walk around and show you folks everything. Underneath, oh, yep, that hose right here. That's your drain for your fresh tank. Not your drain, sorry, your overflow. This is your drain right there. There's a cap you screw on there, and I don't know if you folks saw it in there. That cap right there, you screw it on there when you're ready to use your fresh tank. That way it'll fill up. Dump area right here. Little chart right there. With your valves. Gray valve is gray tank, black valve is black tank. Always make sure those are closed before you take this cap off or you're going to get a bath. I always recommend doing your black and then your gray. The gray will flush out the black on the hose. That way you don't have to carry around a stinky hose. And then your hose goes right in the bumper. These come off. That's going to be the perfect spot to store your sewer hose. Water heater, super simple. Right now it'll be all set up for you to use it. All you gotta do is put your plug in here. As soon as you hook up water to it, it'll automatically start filling up for you. Then you'll be able to go to run it. A few of the tips for you: drain it after every trip. If you had a whole week long trip and you were using it, and then you leave and you're not planning on going for another few months, that water sitting there will start to get stagnant. So drain it out. So before you pull your plug out to drain it, now 15/16 is the socket size. I use a socket with an extension and a ratcheting wrench. They do make a special tool for it, but it's more like a traditional wrench, and I always end up hitting my knuckles on here. Before you take your cap off to drain it, crack your pressure relief. Water will squirt out. That's fine. Everything out here is designed to get a little bit wet. Once it stops coming out, snap it closed. Then you can take your plug out. If you neglect to do this first, and you've been running it, even if you're not running it, there's still pressure that builds in there from water. And if you run it and it gets hot, it's even more pressure. Draining this relieves that pressure. If you neglect to do that, the water's going to shoot out here real quick. You're going to get a hot bath if you've been running it. You're going to get a regular bath if you haven't been running it. Either way, you might risk this getting shot out, come out, you might lose it. So always drain your pressure first. Besides that, clean in here and clean in here quite often, quite regularly. I would try to inspect it and clean it every 90 days. Front storage, nice pass through. You do have a light on the either side. This right here, good information here. Your VIN is right there, so if you need to reference that. You have your gross vehicle weight rating. Your tire pressure is 65 psi. Tire size right here if you want to get new tires. Cargo carrying capacity, full of water, all this info there. And then this is the dry weight of this vehicle as compared to with full cylinders and full generator fuel if applicable. You don't have a generator, so this weighs about 5,600 pounds. You have a light switch right here. Turns on these nice tube lights right here. This little accent lighting, which also helps if you're hooking up at night so you can see a little bit better. You also do have a light on your power tongue jack. So you do have a battery there. It's an RV marine grade battery. In the winter, I recommend taking your battery completely out, storing it somewhere warm. If it's going to be a long time between trips, I recommend disconnecting the negative lead off your battery. This one right here. That way nothing uses the voltage off your battery. You have dual 30-pound cylinders in here. They all fill. We do fill our sold ones. With an automatic changeover regulator. If you can see right there, there's a little black bar right there. It's kind of hard to see, but it's pointing this way. You can even take this whole cover off if you want. But it's pointing this way, indicating it's going to pull from this tank first. If you were to have both on and this one would get empty, the regulator will automatically switch to pulling off of this tank. However, that little black bar in there that's pointing this way won't rotate automatically, indicating it has switched. So keep that in the back of your mind. And then you have a power tongue jack. Extend, retract. That beats hand cranking every day of the week. And then your 7-way for your lights is here. And then your breakaway that's wrapped around here. This goes to a little pin in a box right here. If this trailer were to come unhooked from your truck, it's going to pull the pin out of the box, activate the brakes on the trailer to keep everyone safe. Pre-wired for solar, you'd have to buy this kit. This Furrion kit, all that does is trickle charge your battery. So if you are dry camping somewhere, your battery won't die on you. Other access to that storage. Moving along, exhaust for your furnace. Just clean in there regularly. They make screens for these. They don't recommend. They don't recommend you run your furnace with those screens on. It just restricts airflow. But it's good for travel and storage. That's going to keep road debris from getting in there, insects from getting in there, from being stored. Do have an outdoor outlet. It's GFCI protected. All your GFCI outlets are in the same circuit. So if this one were going to trip, they're all going to trip. And then you do have a cable outlet here. So that's nice if you have a TV on a table. You can sit on a table here. You can watch TV outside. Exterior range vent cover. There's a little flap in here. Make sure you push it closed if you're not using your range vent, which is your fan on your range vent. If you have that fan running, make sure you open it. That way it has somewhere to actually exhaust to. And then, mini fridge in the back. Unlike your fridge inside, this only works when it's plugged in. So get to the campground, plug in, you give a couple hours, and you should be good to be able to use this. Alright, that pretty much concludes our exterior tour. We'll move in. So this is a pet friendly one, so we'll show you all the features that comes along with that. So you come in right to the left. Let's flip this up and out of the way. Actually, you know what? We'll move this. I will put this with the good information because you can link your phone to this, into this cabinet right here. So you have controls for lights, interior lights, exterior lights, which does your awning lights. Controls for water heater on gas and electric. You can run them both at once if you choose to. If you're going to run it on electric, make sure there's water in it, else you'll ruin your heating element. Then controls for your water pump. You only need to use your water pump if you're going from your fresh tank. Then you can read battery levels, how full your fresh, your black, your gray are. You do not have a second gray tank, so ignore gray 2. Then you have the controls for your slide out. Now, if you have children, don't let them ride in it. It's not a roller coaster ride. Just open and close it. Now, I don't think we'll be able to go all the way open because we might run into some issues with some toolboxes out there. But we'll go as far as I'm comfortable going. So that controls your slide out. You have awning. Your controls right here. Ooh. Then we got that scaffolding there. Ooh. Overexposed. We got that scaffolding there so it won't open all the way. When you see the bare tube, the bare gray metal tube, you are opened all the way. Usually you see the flap fold too. It doesn't stop automatically. That's something you'll have to do by vision. They are adjustable, so you can grab this larger part right here down to adjust pitch. So if it's raining, you can have water run off to the corner rather than all the way along the edge. If it starts raining real hard, getting really stormy, roll your awning in. You don't want the wind to take it away. And if you roll it in wet, as soon as you get the chance to roll it back out, let it dry off. That's pretty much it for the controls there. We'll start in the bedroom and then work our way up to the front. So the first thing you notice built into your bed is a little kennel for a smaller dog or cat, which is nice if you want to have your small dog sleep with you when you're camping. Right to your left, you have light switch for in here. Then here you have a spot to mount a TV with power hookups. And then this is your coax. So if you're going to use your cable, this is the control for all of them, your booster. If you're going to use cable, turn this off. If you're going to use your antenna, turn it on. That's your booster for your antenna. Emergency exit window. Very easy to use. You can have it like a regular window. If it's an emergency, you would push this all the way out, grab the screen, pull it out, dive out the window. Either side of the bed, you have an outlet there, outlet there. That one has dual USB ports right there on that, and that is, if you choose to buy it, and we do, I believe we sell it here, that's a charging station for a Furrion wireless speaker. And then your coach is pre-wired for Wi-Fi and internet. If you want to have that installed, that's something that has to get installed for that. We'll go into the bathroom. And I do believe, actually, yep, so you can lift this bed up. It is on struts. That right there in the cardboard box is your portable grill. That blue hose right back there is for that quick disconnect sprayer, and then your cranks for everything. Your stabilizer jacks right there. And then you also have access to. You can see how big the little kennel is. And then one more thing I forgot to mention in this bedroom. This little compartment right here, lift it up, access to that storage underneath. So you can put like a laundry hamper in there, and you can throw your clothes in there, keep it out of the way. Sliding bedroom door. You just undo this, undo the strap. Privacy in the bathroom. When you are traveling, when you are moving this unit, make sure you lock it open or else it's just going to slide everywhere. Sink, they do give you some tank cleaner right in there. Light switch for lights in here. Switch for your fan vent up there, and then your crank to open and close it right here. Shower. When you're traveling, make sure this is latched closed. That way they don't swing open. They do also have a magnet in there when you're using a shower. But it's pretty basic. Hot and cold. And then a removable shower head for the hard to reach spaces. But like I said, make sure you latch this closed so it doesn't go anywhere when traveling. Toilet, very simple. As long as you're pushing this pedal, it's going to keep flushing. And the nice thing about this toilet is it is a porcelain toilet, so it'll be, feel like your toilet at home. It'll be nice and sturdy. And very few of these I've noticed have lockable bathroom doors, but this one you can lock so no one can get in on you. Right across from your bathroom, got your breaker boxes. All your breakers for your 120 are in here, right here. All your fuses for your 12 volt are right there too. So you have all 15s, a 20, and then 240s. So I recommend just keeping a box of assorted fuses with you. To the left of that, carbon monoxide and propane gas alarm. That's hardwired to the 12 volt system. So there's nothing you have to worry about batteries changing on it right there. Thermostat. So you tap it, turn it on. The first thing it'll ask is your mode, auto, high and low. That's your fan speed. Auto is going to allow it to cycle on and off at your set temperature. High or low is just going to allow your AC to stay consistently on, which I don't recommend because eventually it'll freeze up and then shut itself off. Tap it again. You have cool. Your cool goes all the way down to, your AC will go all the way down to 55. Tap it again. That goes to your furnace, that goes up to 90. Tap it again, turns it off. And then, these can be a little finicky sometimes. If you hit up and down at the same time, accidentally, it'll switch to Celsius. So, tap it again, goes back to Fahrenheit. Very easy to use. Fridge, even easier. You have an on and off button. You can change your temperature there. And you have different modes here too. So tap this, it's going to be changing your, I believe, your freezer temperature. Tap this, changes your, you can even say, see, refrigerator, freezer. And you can change the temperature individually, and then you have a sleeper. I believe you have this with this. Oh, that's your, that's like a night mode. This is a 12 volt fridge. So it'll work just fine when you're plugged in, but it runs off at 12 volt. The nice thing about that is, unlike the traditional fridges that normally come in these RVs, this won't, you can already see, look how cold it is. This doesn't take very long to get cold. The older style fridges took about 6 to 8 hours to get to operating temperature. This one will not take this long. You tap it again to turn it off. I always recommend tap and hold to turn off. I recommend turning this off if you're going to walk away for a couple of hours. If you're dry camping somewhere, because what it'll do is it'll drain all your battery. But if you're plugged in, it will not do that. Microwave works just like your standard household microwave. As long as you're plugged in, this is going to work. Cooktop, very nice. Folding right here. Lights, so up on the switch, there's just the knobs. In the middle turns it off. Down does the knobs and the oven. And then to light, you just turn to the flame. Twist your sparker. The gas is off now, so it won't light. But you don't have to push these in or anything. Just have it on the flame. Twist to light it. Your oven works a little bit differently. You have to turn this to the flame. Push and hold this flame as you're pushing and holding this in like that. You look down in here. You can see there's a pilot right back there. And you can see as I twist the sparker, you can see that? That's going to light your pilot. So as you're pushing and holding that button, twist the sparker until that pilot is lit. Once the pilot is lit, you can then change it to whatever temperature you want. Once it reaches that temperature, the burner will shut off, and then it'll cycle on and off to help regulate that temperature. If you plan on cooking again in a few hours and you don't want to relight the pilot, if you turn it off to the little flame, shuts the burners off, leaves the pilot on. Turn it all the way off, shuts the pilot off as well. Chairs right here. You have lights built in underneath. And then you have heat and massage, as well as built-in USB right there. Cup holders. And then some storage underneath there too. This book right here is going to have all your manuals in it. So anything that has a manual for it, any part they install, they put the manual in here. See? You can't hit the converter, everything. Everything has the spot in here for it. Yep, I'll make sure this gets put away for you folks. Moving along. slide out. Like I said, this can go open more, but there's some stuff in the way on the other side, so rather not risk it. This does turn into a bed. All you do is lift the table up, pop this leg out, store it somewhere. Recommend in there or in this one. The table will then rest on these little black bumpers. Then you rearrange these cushions to make a platform to sleep on. TV, remote for your TV right here. You can have your audio from your TV come out your soundbar here. Very simple. We'll actually put your remote somewhere where it won't be moving around. This drawer right here underneath your sink. That's where I'm going to put it with this remote for your radio / soundbar. Then turn it on here. You see it to the speaker right there. It says welcome. So you have different zones. We'll start with that. Zone 1 is inside. Zone 2 is outside. So it's telling you both on. So you can turn the inside speakers off and just have the outside ones on, or vice versa. You have your volume controls here, mute, mode, auxiliary in, TV, so audio from your TV, DVD player. This does not have a DVD player in it, but you have HDMI right here. So if you had a DVD player, you can hook it to here into the DVD player, and then it'll play the sound through here, I believe. Yep, that's like an HDMI pass-through. USB, charge your phone, forward, scan through your channels there, pause and play if you're Bluetooth to that. But you can also do all the controls from here, all the different zones, presets, pushing all these numbers to save a preset, mode, and all that. Volume, very simple, very nice. And then so I'll put your remote back here with those, and then I will put your manual book up here after I zip it up. That way you know where it is. Alright, so that's all the basics. There are a few other things. So if you look underneath your oven, got like a pots and pans drawer, and then right below that, dog bowls. This is removable, so you can pick this up to clean it if you need it. And then, of course, these slide out like right here for like spices and stuff. All right. That concludes your video walk. Hope you folks enjoy this and get lots of good use out of it.